Welcome back. Eskom is cutting off illegal electricity connections in Diepsloot. According to the power utility, the township's illegal connections have significantly strained the power grid, causing frequent outages and extensive damage to infrastructure. Newzroom Afrika's Zola Sholwana is there for us. Zola, good morning and a warm welcome to you. I see you're out in Diepsloot in your protective gear. Have the illegal connections being already started to be disconnected? Did the residents of Diepsloot expect the authorities to be there? And just what were their responses to the electricity being disconnected?
Well, the disconnections have already started, Kat, and what I can tell you is that most residents are raising concerns, saying that if this area is without electricity, then it means that criminals will be, using it as a playground, as you'd understand how crime is in this area under normal circumstances where lights are on. Now, the question is, what is going to happen when there are no lights? We do understand that the power utility has mentioned that they lose hundreds of millions of rands daily due to these illegal connections, and an estimate of about 7 billion rands is lost by the power utility in Gauteng alone. But let's try and bring in the councillor who has also raised concerns about this. So thank you very much for your time. The first thing you said when you saw Eskom technicians on the ground was that what's going to happen tonight, understanding the crime rate in this area.
Yeah, indeed. The law needs to take its own course, but at the same time it brings frustrations, and also at the later stage it will bring anger to the community base on our environmental condition in this particular area. Look, it's illegal to buy transformer and connect in Eskom property. But there are reasons why these residents have done that. Normally we have a process that community use when there is a faulty transformer or when there is no electricity. They log a call to Eskom, they obtain reference numbers, and after 6 hours or a day, if Eskom is not responding, then they escalate the matter to the ward councillor for intervention. That is the process that we use for years here in our area, Diepsloot. But these transformers, illegal transformers that are all over around Diepsloot, are brought as a result of Eskom delay in response to lack of electricity in our community. Above that, we are frustrated by the high rate of crime that is here in Diepsloot. The area is always dark. If there is no lights, crime rate is high. So now residents have to come together and plan and said, no, we better collect and go to the private company and buy transformer for ourselves. Because you log a call to Eskom, we follow all the process, but Eskom delays to replace the transformer. They will tell you about the audit that they need to conduct first before the issuing of fines, allow residents to go and pay, which is taking time and more weeks. And it ends up residents having frustrated and buy these transformers as they did, and hire private people or private companies to come and connect on Eskom property, which is also wrong. But they've done that because of the frustration of that is brought by Eskom for delaying to respond on queries or replacing the transformers that are faulty. It's a problem now. We are frustrated. We don't know what is going to happen because the whole block is going to be dark. We don't know how many days. And on the other hand, we are cried every day by crime. Criminals are going to take the advantage. And this will definitely anger our community, and anything will happen. When you hear that Diepsloot people are protesting or they're killing people, criminals and whatsoever. It's because of this darkness and the high rate of crime that criminals are taking advantage, because the area in most cases is dark.
Thank you very much for your time, Councillor. We do understand that the power utility is targeting about 60 substations in this area, and they are saying they want to make sure that they disconnect all of them. Now, Amanda, let me come to you before we hand over to studio. The biggest question here is that where do these residents get these transformers? Who's assisting them? Is it Eskom technicians? Because some of them even allege that Eskom technicians are involved in all of this.
Thanks, Zola, for that question. We have been, told before that our technicians are involved, but obviously we always request that the community members should let us know, either get the name of the technician that they're talking about. If they don't have the name of the person, to at least take the registration number in order for us to investigate. So if they don't come forward and alert us of the individuals that are conducting these crimes, we are unfortunately unable to investigate. You've heard the councillor also saying that it is private companies that they are hiring. We also need to kind of know what companies are they using, so that we can then follow up and open cases against those companies, because they're not allowed to operate on our network.
Is there a process that residents should follow so that they have, transformers installed again by Eskom this time? And if it's a process, how long is it expected to take?
So we do have a process that we follow for failed transformers, but in this case, obviously, they had the transformers that had failed, but some of the transformers had not failed. They had just illegally connected themselves, and then we removed those illegal connections, and that is when they went to buy these transformers so that they can consume electricity for free. The process that they would need to follow now is that we will then engage the community members and the customers so that they pay the fines. We'll issue them with remedial fines that they need to pay, and once the fines have been paid, we will then start with the replacement process. He mentioned as well that when there's outages that occur, what frustrates them is that it's the duration that we take to replace, to fix or restore supply after the outages. Unfortunately, because of the illegal connections and these illegally connected transformers, they are going to experience constant outages, because there's more people that are connected to the transformers, and also they've compromised the network. It's no longer as safe as it should be because of the illegal connections. Hence, then they experience the outages that he was referring to. But we always say that to report the outages so that we can then follow up and then restore supply when we've discovered the fault.
Thank you very much, Amanda Kriti, for your time. Well, Kat, there you have it. This was our first location for the disconnections. We will be moving to other areas. And I can tell you that residents are not receiving this well, as they're saying that they should have at least been informed about this operation prior to Eskom and police being on the ground. Reality is, by tonight, in fact, from now, they will not have electricity, and they do not know when Eskom will restore electricity. As we understand that there's a process that needs to be followed from this point for them to have transformers installed and have their houses electrified. Kat, back to you in studio.